Alright, so today we are going to compare the best and most expensive iPhone on the market to Samsung's best mid-range phone released in December 2020. These phones go head to head in an epic comparison battle coming up next.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Cyber Reviews, and today we are going to compare the Samsung Galaxy A51 to Apple's best, the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And in this comparison, we are going to consider factors such as 1. The display of the devices, the battery performance, the design, the camera output, the general performance and speed of the devices, and the other extras you get when you do decide to buy any of these phones. If you're new to my channel, I do mobile phone reviews, mobile app reviews, and I bring to you amazing mobile gadget reviews so that you can enjoy your entire mobile experience. So if you like that kind of content, click on the subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Now, before we start though, it is important to note that the starting price of an iPhone 11 Pro Max sits at about $1,100. Yes, $1,100. And the Samsung Galaxy A51, you can get it for $350, but I found a link where you can actually get it for less than $300. So I'm going to leave the links in the description below for where you can get these phones at the best prices. And I'm going to be updating those links as and when I find the prices even cheaper. So make sure to head into the description and click on those links. Now let's get straight into the comparison. It would interest you to know that both phones have a 6.5 inches display and they both have OLED displays. The Samsung Galaxy A51 comes with a Super AMOLED display which Samsung ships with their phones, whilst the iPhone X comes with something that they call, are you ready for this? Super Retina XDR OLED capacitive touchscreen. Amazing. But the bottom line is both of them are OLED displays. They are very vibrant, very saturated, very beautiful to look at. Movies, for games, and for any other kind of content. However, a display is not just about OLED technology. There are many other things that we can consider when we talk about the display. So the Samsung Galaxy A51 comes with a modern punch hole camera cutout, while the iPhone 11 Pro Max, like the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone X, XS Max, iPhone XR come with a huge swimming pool display. I mean, this thing is crazy. And the swimming pool display houses the face unlock camera or the selfie camera and other sensors. But we'll talk more about the cameras later. Now let's look at the resolution of the screens. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has a resolution of 1242 by 2688 pixels, which gives it a 19:5:9 body ratio and comes up at a pixel density of 458 ppi. Now, I usually don't worry so much about pixel densities and things because phone screens are very small, and after a certain number you can't really tell the difference. Okay, you can just see that, oh, this one looks very good, the display looks really good. Now the iPhone 11 Pro Max comes with scratch resistant glass. It has 800 nits of max brightness, comes with Dolby Vision, HDR10, True Tone, and something they call 120Hz touch sensor. The Samsung Galaxy A51, on the other hand, comes with a punch hole camera cutout, so it has a very modern design. Okay, so you can clearly tell it apart from previous generations of Samsung phones, whereas on the front the iPhone 11 Pro Max looks exactly like the iPhone XS Max. Still on the subject of the display, the front of these phones both house one single camera, and these cameras take video at 1080p and also at 4K. However, the Samsung Galaxy A51 is able to take 4K videos at a max of 30 frames per second. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is able to take 4K at 60 frames per second. So now let's go to the design. I like the iPhone 11 Pro Max a lot. It feels really good. Like when you hold this phone in your hand, you can tell that you are holding a very expensive piece of hardware. It feels like a larger, heavier iPhone 7, and I really liked how the iPhone 7 felt. I didn't like how the iPhone X felt too much. So I like the build quality of the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Plus, though it's made of glass at the back, it's not a fingerprint magnet because it uses frosted glass, and that's another place where it outperforms the iPhone 11 because the iPhone 11 uses glossy glass at the back. Glossy glass. And of course, the design of the cameras is pretty unique. People made a lot of noise when it was launched and when the cameras were leaked and all that, but now everybody is kind of used to it and it has grown on me. I really love the design of the iPhone 11 Pro Max. When you hold it, you can tell that you're holding something very expensive, very premium, very quality, top notch. Pun intended, top notch. And it has also fallen out of my hands a couple of times and I can't find any scratches on it, so this thing is really well built. The Samsung Galaxy A51, on the other hand, comes with a glass and plastic body. Glass in front and plastic at the sides and at the back. It still looks good because of the prism design and the different color variants you can get, but I prefer the glass and steady build of the 11 Pro Max. So in this round, I'm going to give 1 point to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. However, you may disagree because you might prefer plastic, and that's okay with me, okay? That's totally okay with me. Next, we are going to look at the back cameras. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has 3 cameras at the back, all of them 12 megapixel sensors. We have the regular wide 12 megapixel sensor, then we have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, and then we have a 12 megapixel telephoto camera. And these cameras are one of the best in 2020, even as at the time of making this video. What I've noticed, however, is that when you're taking pictures with the ultra wide camera, the pictures tend to look very distorted, like it looks warped, it's not natural. However, it retains the same color quality and detail quality when you take pictures with the ultra wide camera as with the telephoto or even with the regular wide camera. And you don't get this in a lot of smartphones. Usually the main shooter is very good, but the ultra wide camera and the rest are rubbish. So the iPhone 11 Pro Max being able to blend all 3 cameras and you're able to switch seamlessly between them and not notice any shift of color or exposure is excellent. If you want a good camera phone for 2020, especially if you're a content creator or you want to make films or take pictures, I recommend the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The Samsung Galaxy A51, on the other hand, has 4 cameras, and you have a wide camera, an ultra wide camera, a depth sensing camera, and a macro camera. Now, if you watch my previous review, you know I love the macro camera because I like to take pictures of flowers and textures, and it allows your phone to go really close to the subject and it's still able to focus. You know, most phones, once you go very close, your camera is very close to the subject, you find that you cannot really focus and the thing looks blurred. But this one brings out all the details and the textures and it's just incredible. So for the macro camera, I prefer the Samsung Galaxy A51. Also, the Samsung Galaxy A51 has a 48 megapixel main shooter and it's able to fetch in more detail, okay? However, when it comes to overall video quality and image quality, I prefer the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So for this one, I'm going to give a point to both the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy A51. However, let me know which one you prefer when it comes to the cameras. Do you prefer an ultra wide camera, which is really good, or you prefer a macro camera, which is excellent? Next, we are going to talk about storage. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has a 64 gig variant, and you can have other models going all the way to 512 gigs of storage. The Samsung Galaxy A51 comes in at just 64 and 128 gigs of storage. But the good news is the Samsung Galaxy A51, like many Android phones nowadays, comes with expandable storage, and you can expand the storage up to about 1 terabyte. Of course, you're going to pay more for the expandable storage, but at least you have that flexibility to start with a 64 gig and buy an SD card to expand your storage without necessarily having to pay monthly subscriptions for the rest of your life. If you prefer expandable storage, then I would recommend you go for the Samsung Galaxy A51. However, if you don't like expandable storage and a monthly subscription is not anything to you, then I would recommend you go for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now let's look at security. The iPhone 11 Pro Max comes with Face ID unlock for unlocking your device, as well as a PIN that you can use to unlock your device. However, the Samsung Galaxy A51 has multiple ways that you can unlock. So the main way you can use to unlock your device is with an in-display fingerprint sensor. You can also use PIN, you can use swipe and slide gestures, and they also have the ability to unlock your device using the selfie camera, but that is not as secure as what you have on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Though the iPhone 11 Pro Max's Face ID unlock is not 100% foolproof, because I've had instances where it's been unlocked by somebody who doesn't even look like me at all. So when it comes to security, this is a matter of personal preference. However, you need to be aware that the in-display fingerprint sensor that you get will not really work well if your fingers are wet or oily. So I think it's something that you need to keep in mind. Also, it takes a bit of a time to set up. You also need to know that it doesn't always unlock. Like sometimes you need to put your finger on the sensor for much longer, and sometimes you get no matches. So you need to keep these in mind if you do intend to buy the Samsung Galaxy A51. Now let's talk about RAM. The Samsung Galaxy A51 gives you options, so you can go in for a 4 gig or a 6 gig RAM variant, whilst on the iPhone 11 Pro Max you are stuck with a 4 gig variant. However, like I said in my other video, Apple makes both the hardware and the software of their iPhones, so they are able to optimize the experience so that it feels really fluid and very smooth. And you wouldn't notice that you're using a 4 gig variant, but Apple, please, you can do better. Give us 6 gig, 8 gigs, give us some super crazy high performance devices. I know people will come into the comment section and be saying that like the iPhone has like the best chipset, so that moves us into performance. When it comes to performance, the iPhone 11 Pro Max blows every single Android device on the market today out of the water. The Samsung Galaxy A51, however, comes with an Exynos 9611 chipset, and that one is nowhere close to what you get on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. But you can make do with it, because remember, the Samsung Galaxy A51 costs 3 times less than the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Okay, so let me rephrase that. You can buy 3 Samsung Galaxy A51s for the price of 1 iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now let's talk about operating system. Here, if you buy an iPhone 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max or even an iPhone X, there's no difference, because you can upgrade all these phones, even from the iPhone 7 all the way to the iPhone 11 Pro Max, to the latest version of iOS 13.3. So you don't really have any added advantage for buying an iPhone 11 Pro Max. However, the Samsung Galaxy A51 ships with Android 10 out of the box, and you get the latest version of Samsung's UI, which is called One UI version 2.0. And that is an excellent user experience that I really love. Now let's talk about the batteries. The Samsung Galaxy A51 comes with a 4000 mAh battery, whilst the iPhone 11 Pro Max comes with a 3969 mAh battery, which is very close. Okay, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max, in my time of use, I've noticed this battery, though it's small in terms of numbers, this thing can last, wow, it can last me like 2 days. And what I do is I use it like a hotspot for my other devices, and it's able to last the entire day. So in terms of battery performance, this one has a slight edge over the Samsung Galaxy A51. Plus, you need to know that the iPhone 11 Pro Max comes with a fast charging adapter, something I've been crying for and making so much noise. Finally, Apple decided to add it, because the device is so expensive. If they don't add it, people are going to go on demonstrations and riots and all that. The Samsung Galaxy A51 also comes with its fast charging adapter like most Android devices. So when it comes to battery performance, I'm going to give each of them 1 point, though the iPhone 11 Pro Max would most likely last longer in your day-to-day use. Okay, so now let's talk about sound. The speakers on the iPhone 11 Pro Max are stereo speakers, and these are some of the very best speakers you would get on any smartphone in the world today. The speaker on the Samsung Galaxy A51, on the other hand, is a single bottom firing speaker, and it doesn't match the output you get on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So the speakers iPhone 11 Pro Max wins. So now let's look at the extras you get when you buy either the iPhone 11 Pro Max or the Samsung Galaxy A51. iMessage, which is really fun to use. You can play iMessage games and all that when you buy the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Though you don't need to buy an iPhone 11 Pro Max to get iMessage. I mean, almost any iPhone that you have today has iMessage, and you can play iMessage games on it. With the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you're also going to get wireless charging. You're going to get an IP68 waterproof, water resistant rating. You are getting stereo speakers like I mentioned earlier, and you are getting that excellent A13 Bionic processor. On the Samsung Galaxy A51, what you are getting is a more modern design, more 2020 kind of design. You are getting a bigger battery, you are getting expandable storage options, and you are getting the flexibility to choose which RAM type you want, whether you want 4 gig or 6 gig variants. So it gives you a lot of flexibility for the price. You're also getting Android, Android marketplace with all the apps you get, and the customizability of Android. Oh my, the customizability is something I love about Android devices, whereas almost every iPhone you see looks the same. The icons, the ringtones, everything, wallpapers. The customizability of Android. Anyway, so with this I bring this comparison to an end. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know which of the phones you think won this particular epic battle comparison in the comments below. And remember to check the description for the links to buy these phones at the best price at any point in time. If I find any discount, I'm going to update that link so that you can always get it at the best price. If you're new to my channel, I do mobile phone reviews, mobile app reviews, and I bring to you amazing mobile gadget reviews so that you can enjoy your entire mobile experience. So if you like that kind of content, click on the subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks, Bebre.